after months of silence and speculation, we finally got an announcement for Go Out 2025. If you're living under a rock, maybe you have not seen the announcement, but it is official that the next Go Out will be in Indianapolis, Indiana. I always feel like that's like a tongue twister for me to say that because I say it so rarely. Because I've never been there.
I always say Indy. I always forget that it's in Indiana. I literally just always say Indy.
So when you say Indy, you're talking about Indianapolis, not the whole state of Indiana.
Correct. Yeah.
Good to know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yay, that's the location. To your point, like the radio silence was just a huge turnoff for me. We just go get right into it. It was a huge turnoff. I had the same smoke for when CPC went radio silent after COVID. And honestly, I could give CPC more of a pass because COVID, nobody expected that.
Yeah.
But this is a lot of money for an event. There are loyal people that go, just about every year. There's this community that you are like basically getting money from, and just to like not say anything. Like legit, I mean, we didn't even wrap up Dallas for real because a week before Wild was announced is when we finally got the photos. We did not have photos for Dallas when we recorded last.
Yeah, it was definitely a big letdown for me as well. Because I feel like if the only update that you have is that, hey, we're working on stuff, that's an update. That's better than
it's
nothing.
Yeah.
And the way that, the comments started really going rampant in the alumni group from this past year and stuff. And there was still just so much silence. And, it really got to a point where people were like straight up going off in the group talking about, this is why I'd rather do this thing and this conference and all this type of stuff. And I just feel like it shouldn't have to get to that in order for somebody on the team to finally say something. And it was a big letdown. And I mean, I know y'all know, full transparency, we've obviously worked with WOW over the last couple of years. And we didn't even know anything. So it's not like people who worked with them had any type of like extra insight. It's not like people who work from them were trying to like hide anything or anything like that. Like I got updates as quickly as everybody else did. You know what I'm saying? So there was nothing for even like, as far as I know, like shops that they work with, I don't know that they got any additional information or anything like that either. So that was definitely a letdown for sure. The dates are in May now. It's actually the same weekend as my cousin's wedding in Denver. So besides even everything else, like the dates just don't work. So I'm disappointed. I'm really sad to not be going to Go Out this year. I'm not gonna lie. But there's a lot of things that are disappointing besides just that, to be honest.
Yeah, it just kind of feels weird, end of the era-ish, because we have been like, we kind of operate around Wild. That's probably not the best choice of words, but it was kind of a staple of something that we anticipated doing every year.
It was definitely a priority for sure.
Yeah. So it, like, as far as like conferences, we were like Wild and maybe something else kind of thing. So it is weird to not be going, but the way they were moving was kind of weird. I wouldn't even feel comfortable saying that I would go. I wouldn't be comfortable spending my money at this point. I wouldn't be comfortable announcing that we would be there because it just doesn't feel right. The way things are moving is off. And I'm really big on respecting people's time and respecting, I guess, people's money as well. Like, if you buy a ticket and you travel, you fly, you pay for a hotel, you're probably going to spend a week. That's, your PTO, that's, money that's coming out of your pocket too. And we're talking $1,500, $2,000. Don't be out of the country because it's even more then. And for it, I don't know, it feels kind of like a slap in the face to just go radio silent like that and just pop up like, hey, here we are. It kind of
Yeah.
gave the feeling like, oh, y'all gonna buy these tickets regardless, so we don't have to respect your time and money.
Yeah. Yeah. What I mean, yeah, exactly. And I something I'm big on is transparency as
Mm-hmm.
well. And I feel like there has still just been a lack of like transparency. And not to say, no business is obligated to tell all their customers everything that's going on behind the scenes, but something that we gathered from some automatic email responses is that some of the core team is not even a part of WOW anymore, or at least not a part of this upcoming conference. And I think that's something that's important to let your audience know
Mm-hmm.
personally. Um, yeah, and I don't know. To me, it's a little bad faith to sell tickets and to not have officially put that out there.
I will say this. I am excited for the people who are excited to be there. I want folks to have a good time. I want people to feel the wild magic that we have experienced. But yeah, I guess for me as well, timing just does not work. May is just a crazy month.
Yeah.
Graduations, Mother's Day, um just end of the school year. We have a lot of
Mhm.
teachers in the community. So May is not a good time. And then with the because I feel like in the past few years we've at least had what, like, maybe 9 to 7 months
Mhm.
from announcing where it would be to the actual event. So you
Yeah.
had a little bit more time to kind of keep your options open. But I have something in June. I can't swing both.
Mhm.
Um, and I just feel like it just really wasn't enough time to allow people to prepare for such a big ticket price event.
Agree. Yeah, I kind of expected, since it was, announced so much later than what it typically has been over the last couple of years post COVID. I kind
Hmm.
of expected it to have been pushed back a little bit more to accommodate for that, but it was only pushed back a month
Yeah.
from when it normally is. And yet tickets are going on sale 4 months after it normally does. So yeah, the timing just doesn't work, and I'm sad because we've been to Go Wild the last couple of years. We had fantastic times at Go Wild, and it's just
Yeah.
not gonna work for us this year. But if y'all are attending, definitely let us know. Hope y'all have a blast. But yeah, I'm transparency is important. Transparency is important. And like I said, I definitely think that people would have appreciated more updates as far as what was going on, as far as why it was pushed back so much later than what it typically is announced, and also just the whatever is happening with the team behind the scenes, as far as some people leaving or whatever. I think additional transparency with that would make me feel a lot better just moving forward. But you can tell people how to run their business, and at the end of the day, I hope they do well, and I hope they succeed. But
Yeah, let us know if you're going. Definitely connect with people before, so
mm-hmm.
you can have um, a sense of community once you get there, because it can
Yes.
sometimes be a bit overwhelming depending on what the size is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, I wish I could tell y'all stuff to do in Indy. I've been there several times. It's only a couple hours out, but
You said children's museum
Children's Museum is lit for families.
for families.
Yeah.
Families come to Wild, so it's
Yeah,
something.
mm,
Yeah. Um. Anyway, we had to start on that. We had to get that out the way. It's sorry if it's a low point for us for sure, because we're not going to be going this year.
mm.
Definitely sad, but hopefully the rest of the episode can kind of bring the mood and the vibes back up.